So here we are in my fourth and final video, and we're looking at Schumann, and I'm loath to pick a favourite of them, but I think that this song came to me quite serendipitously. I am a big fan of Schumann. It's a musical language I'm very familiar with, and it's probably no mistake that I chose it. Because of that, I felt confident that I would be able to explore it. But I was absolutely overwhelmed by the experience of not having words. I couldn't quite believe how jarring it felt. I would always consider myself as someone that comes to music first. I hate that distinction in a way, but I like to come in from the piano, sit at the keyboard, see how it feels, hear what the harmonies sound like, see where I go to make moments happen, and where I feel the dynamic level of the song, pardon me, long video recording session. Yeah, what the dynamic level of the song is, and yet without even a clue of, the word Tod or Qual or Lust or Freude, a word to give me an idea that, this piano's driving me crazy. But this E flat major is ironic because we're actually talking about death, or this E flat major is exultant because we're talking about invincibility. No idea. All I had was access to this redacted score that looked like it contained government secrets. Again, however, I feel like I've learned things about this piece that I could not have done without taking that time. And the main one is the harmonic shape of this piece is incredibly complex, and I don't mean that in terms of the analysis. I've not analysed the chords. I've only felt and played and listened to it. But it took me days and days and days of playing around with this as a whole form to work out where the movement was. We have this very forward have a piano. And what happens is we have these different lengths. In the bass line we have here a harmonic shape which is 5 notes long, then one that's 3 notes long, then one that's 2 notes long, 1 note, half measures, and then we sit on this B flat for all that time, for nearly 2 bars. It's bizarre. So I played around for ages with this. This corner took me ages to work out the pacing that worked for me, just musically. It's without just showing you the whole song, which you'll see in a second. What can I say? Now, bringing the words to this was a bit of a shocker because it felt very ardent, it felt very strident, it felt very Ich grolle nicht, and I even played around with going that sort of Schumann song. But then I unredacted it, and it starts with a paragraph which I haven't to hand, But it says about the poet's life, which is very unusual for song, but Schumann has included it in this score, and it says this was written shortly before her death, after a long battle with illness, and it contextualizes, it even gives you even more, it contextualizes when this poem was written, which immediately gives this idea that that is something in your, to be in our mind, to be in our creative world, that real biographical information is part of our creative space. And then we have the words, Gekämpft hat meine Barke mit der erzürnten Flut. And we have this devastatingly beautiful and very emotionally raw piece about how our kind of little skiff, our little boat, has been fighting with the raging seas for so long, and now we cannot fight anymore and we must die, and we accept that we must die. Already the links between the poet's biographical information is strong. But then the voice of the singer is concerned that the knowledge, they feel ready to die, they feel ready to give up this battle, this raging, tormented fight, but they know that when they do, their mother will have to mourn their child. And it says, Das Ende meiner Leiden beginnt der Mutter Qual. The end of my sorrow begins my mother's grieving, torment, pain, sorrow again. And then it sings to the mother, oh mother, don't be all consumed by grief, because in just a blink of an eye, when I have landed safely and passed away, I will be there waiting for you forever until it's your time, and I will reach my hand out to guide you. So it's, I mean, for such a short song, it is this beautiful sentiment. And it was the words that really led me, especially in that confused moment where it's all a really long B flat. We have these, we feel there's almost a C, right, is in this, and that's what I felt was strong. So quite uneven, then a wave crashes. Quite fantastic. And then when you get to the end, that opening tune returns, but with resolve, and suddenly it's much more lyrical, and it's so much more certain. And your voice, it really brings a lot out of you, this song. Even though it's simple, it is full-bodied, it is like the final breaths of someone, and that sort of rush before you pass away that we get in musical form. And the reaching of the hand is felt, you know, you're right at the end of your breath. Ich nehme mit dem Strand, sie stets macht dir und reicher den Landern die Hand. And the fantastic Schumann postlude, where that line finds harmony and the sea stops to rage. And here's my bung note. Gotta get that fixed. So I'm now gonna include the performance that I made of that. These videos are part of a much bigger exploration of the project, and for submission, but I wanted to share them online because this way of talking about song for me is my preferred means of expressing what I found, and something that really got me through the early times in the lockdown. In fact, inspired this whole journey to do a PhD. And also I've been thrilled to see some people saying that they now listen to, even perform Lieder. You know, if it's just a couple of people, that's great. So I really hope that hearing the songs as I've discovered them helps you in your means of finding out for yourselves. I'd be really fascinated to hear any impressions you have, hear what you maybe hear in the text, any opinions. But most of all, it's been a pleasure to kind of explore this music and to now get to share it with you. So I hope you enjoy what I've done. It's all very rough around the edges, but as is the reality of our lockdown. We've all learned new skills. This time has been trying to record with Logic and then sing with the headphones on to my mic. But yeah, it's been really enjoyable, really eye-opening, and I still feel like there is a world of things to be found out about these songs through doing, and that's what I'm exploring. So that's pretty thrilling. Thanks very much.
Gekämpft hat meine Barke mit der erzürnten Flut. Ich sah des Himmels Barke, es singt des Meeres Flut. Ich kann dich nicht vermeiden, o Tod nicht meiner Wahl. Das Ende meiner Leiden beginnt der Mutter Qual. O Mutterherz, dich trägt dein Schmerz nicht allzu sehr, nur wenig Augenblick trennt uns des Todes Meer. Dort angelangt entweiche ich nimmermehr dem Strand. Sie stets macht dir und